All right. Aloha, everyone. We are live. Woohoo. Welcome to the Caring Caregiver Show. It is episode 8 and the finale of season 18. But hold on to your pants because we're going to have a surprise at the end of the show. Stay tuned because today we're also going to find out about Grannie Nannies. I know. And we're going to hear how music helps our kupuna. Very exciting show. Stay with me. Aloha. I'm your host, Savy, the founder of Give Me a Break. And we are a nonprofit, all volunteer organization that's caring for caregivers. And we're here to bring back the joy of caregiving each week. In fact, we're going to do that. One way we're going to bring you joy is through our mindful moment that we're going to get started with right away. And this season, we've been truly honored. I cannot express the words I have to welcome back our social media and viral sensation, world-renowned laughter leader, and award-winning empowerment coach, and just a very, very special person who has been doing our mindful moment all season. And this is our final time. So please welcome back Bianca Spears. I am just so sad, but you're going to make us very happy today. So I hand off the mindful moment to you. Aloha.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our mindful moment with laughter. If you've never done it before, we are breathing in. We are laughing out. We're choosing to laugh for the health of it because laughter helps to boost feel-good chemicals that do good in our system and reduce stress chemicals at the same time. And as caregivers, we need that stress relief sometimes. As busy adults in the world, we need that stress relief, and laughter feels good. So we are going to start with just that, some simple breathing. We're going to sigh out a couple of times to get started today. So just a nice gentle breath in through your nose, down into your belly, perhaps straightening your spine. And we're going to sigh it out. Maybe shake out your shoulders, your hands, let go. Breathing in. Sighing it out, whatever you're holding on to. Shake out if it feels good for you. One more like that. Let it all fall to the floor. Give your body a shake. Shake out your feet. Maybe tap them on the floor. Wonderful. Breathing in. This one we're going to shake out and laugh out. Good. Breathing in. Pulling a little silly face and laughing out. Breathing in. Laughing out. We're going to zip our mouth closed now, and we're going to laugh with our lips together. So breathing in, zipping up. Breathing in. Lips closed, laughing out. In. Don't burst your zip. Good. Opening up your zip. Letting anything out that's been held in. Breathing in, stretching your arms up if it's available to you. And letting them fall down to the sides in your exhale. Breathing in, reaching up above your head, looking up. And exhaling. Last one, we're going to laugh. Inhaling, reaching up, stretching your spine, and laughing out as your hands come down. Sometimes when we're told not to laugh, we want to laugh more. I know we've done this one before, but we're going to do a laugh. Okay, breathing in. Breathing in. Laughing it out. Breathing in. Very good. We are going to play with some laughter sounds now. So when I say he, I'm going to go ha. And if I say ho, embrace your deepest belly laugh, kind of like Santa, but in your own way. Okay, let's give it a go. I'm going to move for those who can see me. He is up high, ha is in the middle, ho is down low. Okay. He. Ha. Ho. Ha. He. Ho. He. Ha. Last one. Ho. Well done. Taking some gentle breaths. Long exhale, perhaps like you're blowing through a straw. Settling the system. Noticing how you feel. And allowing your breath to return to normal whenever you're ready. If you've loved laughing with me, I know I've loved laughing here, and it's the last one for now. Maybe I'll be back in the future. Who knows? I've been fortunate enough to come for 2 seasons this year. If you'd love to find me elsewhere, you can find me through the Laughly app or on YouTube. Thank you so much to everybody here, to all of the caregivers who've tuned in, who've chosen to laugh. Thank you to you for choosing to laugh today, to choosing to take this little mindful moment for yourself. And of course, thanks to Savy and the team for having me. It's been so fun. I'm sad to leave.
Oh, I know. I had to wipe my tears. That was awesome. I choose to laugh for my health of it. I really do. And I constantly will, because I'll always be thinking about you. My heart to you for joining us all season and the second season now, and for your kind heart, because you make this joyful, mindful moment for caregivers and take time out of your day to do that. I can't thank you enough. And yes, we'll have you back probably in another couple of seasons when we start the new year. I'll get in contact with you, and I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you so much, Bianca. I've thoroughly enjoyed having you again this season. So,
hello.
Love you. Bye. Hello. I just love her. She's just amazing. And you can check her out on her Laughly app. And here it is there. You guys just download the app. It's wonderful. You can even click on, laughter workout and select just from a plethora of different kinds of, and by time as well. So if you only have a couple minutes or you have a longer time and you want to do a laughter workout, by all means, you can check it out. Download the Laughly app today. It's just amazing. I took myself off the stage instead of taking that off the stage. You guys know I control everything here on one console. So that's one day we'll have a big budget and I'll have somebody to do this. In the meantime, keep laughing. I love that. Now, did you know? Here we go. I got you laughing, and now I'm going to get you sad. But 40% of caregivers in the United States will pass before the ones that they're caring for. No, seriously, folks, caregiving should not be a death sentence. right? 1 in 10 people here in the state of Hawaii will not survive their caregiving journey. And that's staggering. That's just, it's unacceptable. And unless we do something about that, we have to do something to support them. So let's change those survival odds. Let's make caregivers visible. We're here. Give Me a Break is here, and the Caring Caregiver Show is here to support and see caregivers. But we need your donations to continue doing what we're doing, right? And so we're asking you to become a monthly donor, right? And this particular flyer talks about how every 15 seconds someone is diagnosed with cancer. And you see these commercials. So here's mine. Every 15 seconds, someone becomes a caregiver and no one sees them. So we're here to see you. Become a monthly donor. Help us do what we do. Flash that QR code, or just even the one on the screen throughout the show, or go to our website, of course, which is gab808.org right there. And you can just do, if you don't want to do it monthly, that's fine. Make one-time donation. We're happy with that. But either way, help support us. Remember that we do not have funding. We do not have grants. We do what we do as all volunteers. And so we need your support to continue doing what we're doing. And I thank you for that. And I thank all of those of you who have consistently helped to help support us through these, going on our 7th year now of supporting caregivers, and seeing that statistic drop. That, to me, we dropped it by 10% at the beginning of 2026. I want to go into 2027 and drop it by another 10. Oh God, another 20 would be phenomenal, right? And see caregivers survive. You know, that big silver tsunami is coming. They talk about it, right? Us baby boomers, boy, we're going to all need care. And, you know, there's going to be a lot of us. So we're going to need caregivers. So we need people to survive, right? We need you to survive and get through this. All right. All of our services are free, and we do what we can for caregivers. Now, are you a caregiver in need of support? We got you for that too. Check out our website and go to gab808.org. You can fill out a caregiver request form. And that request form is really short. It's really simple, really easy, because we know how hard it is. But that form will help us to get ready all the information we need so we don't use any of your precious time, because I know how little time it is to be a caregiver. You don't have leisurely time, all right? And if you need a weekly break, we have you there as well. Every week, you can connect to a community of caregivers just like you on our support sessions. And our support sessions are every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, all right? So Hawaii Standard Time, just dial into Zoom at 808-754-3787, and we're here for you. You can just join us. It's open to the public. And even if you're not caregiving now, it's okay. If you've been a caregiver, you think you're going to be a caregiver. We all are caregivers. You think you're going to have somebody care for you, and you want to know what caregivers need to support them. Come on. You're welcome to join us. We're actually discussing the wellness reel right now. And we just finished spiritual wellness. We're going to go into social wellness next. So join us every Tuesday. We're here for you. Again, it's free and it's online. No excuses, you guys. 808, gab808.org is where you want to go. All right? Okay, now, you know there is nothing like the support that you get from your granny, from your grandma, right? My grandmother was amazing. And I know you can have fond memories of the Kupuna and how they cared for us our whole lives. So shouldn't we give back that same support when they need it? Well, my first guest today is doing just that as the owner and founder of Grannie Nannies. And also, by the way, she is a sandwich caregiver. So this is Sandwich Caregiver Month, and she knows all about it. So please welcome my first guest. This is Meghan Phelen. Aloha, Meghan. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited. So please share your caregiving story.
Sure. Well, my caregiving story is professional. It's a mix of professional and personal. I started out in senior care about 18 years ago when I first got my job out of college. And I worked at a luxury assisted living facility, and I was learning the ins and outs and the family dynamics of having your loved one age. So that was my first experience. But then later on down the line, about halfway through my career, my dad got sick. And so that was a time when I'm like, wow, now the tables are turning. I'm going to use everything I've learned in my professional experience and see what I can do to help my dad. So I have seen it from both sides, personal and professional.
And of course, being a mother of three, you're definitely a caregiver there as well. Our mothers are our first caregivers. We sometimes forget that. And so
Yeah.
you've had to caregive as a mom and being caught in the middle, a sandwich generation. So you have your aging parents, and you can totally relate to that, right? And this is why I always tell people to tell their caregiving story, because I want you, all of our watchers and all of our caregivers, to know that everyone on the show gets you, right? And I love all the things that you do. So this led you to Grannie Nannies, right? So tell us about that transition.
Yes. So when I was working at the assisted living facility, I was a sales and marketing person. So I was touring the facility. I was showing families their options and how to move their loved one, downsize, and move into a congregate type of situation. And the number one objection I would get would be, this is beautiful, love you, we love what this facility has to offer, but my parents just want to stay home. And so that inspired me to say, well, still them. And I proposed with my boss at the time to open that facility's first ever home care division. So I learned from the ground up, what is it going to take to, yes, they love the facility, they're not ready yet, but let's get them help in the home. So that inspired the home care switch. And then when I realized a few years after doing that for corporate America that I could actually do this by myself, went down south in Miami and opened my own home care unit about 15 years ago.
Yeah, and the thing too is that it's like the more and more, as you said, of our seniors want to stay. They want to stay home. They want to be cared for in their own home, and they don't want to go into a facility. They don't want to go, into a care facility that's a large place. Some do, and that's fine. Some are cruise ship retirees, right? They go from one cruise ship to another. But a lot want to go stay home and be cared for. And so this is really interesting, because the whole point of what you're doing is allowing them to stay home, right?
Yes, and it's a staggering 9 out of 10 people want to age in place at home. That's tiny 1% for the facilities, but it's staggering. Of course, people want to stay home, where their nervous system is the most calm, where all their 40, 50, 60 years of memories happened. So you and I don't blame them.
Yeah. It's really funny, with my mother too. She wanted to stay in her house, but we couldn't, and we had to sell her home. And so I got her a condo right next to ours. And it's really funny because I set it up as close to, Britt brought the same furniture, the same paintings, tried to get it set up as close to what she remembered as possible. I mean, her memory was fading, but with Lewy body dementia. But for the about 7 years that she did live next to me before she had to go into care, at least it reminded her of home. And so, I can see how my dad used to always say, I'm going to die in my house. And, unfortunately he did. But, I think that that's kind of the way that generation really feels.
Right. Definitely.
You find that as well, right?
100%. And sometimes there is that line where you think, well, now is the time to move to congregate living or to move to a facility. And there's always that crossroad. And we go through those moments with families. So not everybody can stay until the end. But then we look at special points. When is it time to move out of your home? So that's always a conversation we have too. We're not just there to help them at home. We're here to help them age and go through this chapter all the way till the end, whether we're doing business with them or not.
Because it's really not easy sometimes too. I mean, when I actually had to move in with my parents at one point, but I had my own home, and it's kind of hard, that whole transition. And I know you've seen this a million times. So let's talk more about that. But how does that work sometimes? I mean, have you had that where somebody's like, well, I have my own home, but my mom wants to stay in place and I don't know what to do? And what would you suggest?
Yes, at this point, I've seen thousands of different family dynamics and steps and ways to help your parents age in place or age So that is one that I've seen. It's not often, but that is one that I've seen where the siblings will rotate time in their parents' houses and create a schedule for sure.
Yeah, that's a yeah, you're kind of breaking up a little bit. I think your signal might be weak, but I know I can still hear you. So your message is still strong. You know, and I think the other thing I wanted to talk to you about too, I mean, you're just a font of information. I can't even tell you, because I know that you've seen and heard all of these things, but also you understand it from hands-on, you know, in your experience. So, but being a mother, right? I think that, and understanding how that is, and then having to care for parents and having to care for people, and especially to those who are joining us that I know are sandwich caregivers. Um, how would you what would you tell them to avoid caregiver burnout?
Well, my first number one tip is to realize that you, the caregiver, you are the most vulnerable person in this whole transaction, not the one that's receiving the care, not the sick one, not the aging one, you. So you have to recognize that you are the most vulnerable one and set aside time for yourself, whatever that looks like for you. That would be number one. Even if it's an hour or 2 hours, we create these plans for our caregivers that we've gotten so creative with. Even if it's 1 hour that a niece or a nephew spends with your loved one on FaceTime every day or every Sunday at 6, you know, things like that. You just need time for yourself, number one. And then my number two tip, not closely behind that actually, is you need help, you need respite, you need another caregiver involved way sooner than you think. Way sooner. So mom or dad might not be ready, they don't want the help, they don't want outside services. When they're not ready is when you implement the extra help. You don't want to wait till a tragedy. You don't want to wait till the next changing condition.
I love that you said that. Yesterday we had our day camp, our caregiver day camp, and we actually went down to the beach and we did some wonderful things. But one of the things I had all of them do was this little quiz I have to see if you have caregiver burnout. And so, you know, it's a short quiz, about 10 or 12 questions, and then you add up the score, you know, kind of thing. So it's a fun activity. And at one point it got really quiet, and one of our caregivers there went, "Oh my God, I have caregiver burnout." And that realization that and that's why I said they don't realize, it's probably by the time you realize it, it's already too late, right?
Yeah.
You have to think about that right away. That's number two, close right behind that number one that you said, because you're already in caregiver burnout and you don't even realize it. So you need to prioritize yourself and you need to get help. Yes, I agree. I love those two. Thank you for sharing that. Well, anything else you want to? Yeah, go ahead. There's one more.
And well, the last thing to say about that topic too is, in just touching on what you said, is oftentimes people realize it when they're already burnt out, and you don't want that burnout feeling to become your normal feeling because you get numb to it. So you want to remind your body and your nervous system and your mind when you're hitting that tipping point. And instead of making that your norm, you want to know when you're approaching that tipping point.
Yeah. When it goes from not your norm to your norm, that's not a good thing. So I love that. Yeah, recognizing that. And you know, we don't see the red flags because we're in chaos. And I love that you point that out. So basically you've got 3 tips there, right? So, you know, very important, caregivers, to make sure that you are prioritizing yourself, right? Make sure that you are getting help and realize that this is not your norm, right? Caregiver burnout is not a norm. It's not acceptable. And so that's really, really important. Yeah, gosh, see, we could go on and on and on, but I have to watch my time. So last thoughts for our viewers and a little bit more how they can get in touch with you with Grannie Nannies.
Sure. Yeah. As we go through, I think there's like 63 million unpaid caregivers in the United States today. I urge companies like mine, Grannie Nannies, and even the technology that's coming in the pipeline to focus on the whole dynamic. Stop focusing on just the person that needs the care. We need to divert our focus on the people who are actually delivering the care in the home, the family caregivers. So it needs to be more holistic approach when you're putting services into the home and helping people age in place. And that's one of the big things I stress. So people can find me on Instagram, where we leave tips. We have support groups, and we give you the most updated information about elder care and stats to help you through your caregiving journey. So available on Instagram, Meghan Phelen Official, or Grannie Nannies South Florida, where you can find those resources.
South Florida. I'm writing that down so I don't forget. Good. Okay, so that's your Instagram. So Grannie Nannies South Florida on Instagram, or even Meghan Phelen.
Yeah, Meghan Phelen Official. I have a lot of resources on my personal page too for caregivers.
Great, great. So, and I didn't have that up on the screen, you guys. So make sure if you go to Instagram, go to Grannie Nannies South Florida, or you can go to her official page of Meghan Phelen, and check it out, because these tips are priceless. They really are, and we all need them. And I can't even stress the importance of how much we need them. And what you said too is, I love that finally people are seeing that even paid caregivers are caregivers, because guess what? They work all day caregiving, and then they go home and they're taking care of their kids, they're taking care of their parents, they're taking care of their, everybody. And so they're doing double duty. So all the more reason for them to know how to navigate their health and their whole being. So I thank you for that. And I thank you for seeing them and seeing caregivers, as well as offering these wonderful tips. And thank you so much for coming on today. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Yes, aloha. Okay, wonderful. So Meghan Phelen, Grannie Nannies, and you can also go to her website, which is grannienannies.com/Miami, by the way. And then if you go on to Instagram, it's Grannie Nannies South Florida. And I love this because we're tying in people from all around the world. You all know Bianca's from Australia, and we had Meghan here, whose operation is in Miami. And you know what? I'm going to bring it back home here in just a second, because we're right here in Hawaii. But I just want to emphasize the importance of understanding that with any caregiver, but especially this month, we're really looking at the sandwich caregivers, because you don't often see yourself as a caregiver because you're the one stuck in the middle, right? And because you're stuck in the middle, all the more reason that you need resources, you need support. And of course, the Caring Caregiver Show is here for you. But the Caring Caregiver Show is how Give Me a Break, where we help caregivers, gets you connected to resources. And one of the ways we connect you is through our Giver's Guides. And our Giver's Guides is a caregiver's guide to caregiving. It's written exclusively for caregivers, by caregivers, from a caregiver's point of view. And it's it is the best resource that you can have in the palm of your hand. We do an online magazine, and this month's cover is recognizing all the sandwich caregivers. And here's Asia right here in Hawaii with her grandpa and her son. And she was also the winner of our Caregiver of the Year award in 2022. And so they've grown a little bit since 2022, but boy, I'll tell you, she's keeping it all together, and she uses all of our articles to consistently keep her balance and find her center, and to be able to thrive in caregiving. And so you can get your issue as well, simply by making a donation. Where is it? There it is. No, I don't know where it is. I lost it today. There it is. I put it in the wrong order. I got it. So just make your donation today, of any donation, whether you become a monthly donor or you just make a one-time donation, and you'll get 12 issues of our online magazine. And that's the only way you're going to get it, right? So you're going to get it by making a donation, and that's our mahalo gift, our thank you gift to you. Just go to gab808.org/donate and get this month's issue. All right. Oh, I know. What else do I have to talk about? Oh, yes, coming up next month. I want to just go over this. I don't want to miss this, because we have our yearly caregiver retreat coming. Our caregiver retreat is a full day of pampering, education, community, and it's free. It's free, and it's for you. And all you have to do is register and show up. We take care of everything. We've got snacks and coffee and tea and lunch and everything that you possibly could need throughout the day, as well as the community and education and the pampering that you're going to get. Did I mention massages? I know I mentioned massages. Yes, aromatherapy. Yes, that's going to be there too. So if you're a caregiver and you are not now, right now, because this is going to be mid-August, finding a way to get that day covered, you better work on it, right? Or let us know and we can help, okay? I still, by the way, have 4 hours of free caregiving from our guest this past week at Venture Health. I still have a few of those that are not claimed. So just go to info@gab808.org and say, I want my 4 free hours, and we'll get those to you, okay? And so you can do that very, very easily. And so we can get you covered for at least half of the retreat. The retreat's about 8 hours, so then get family in there for the rest, okay? All right. So, and it's there, trust me, you're going to want to be there this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be relaxation, and it's all for you. Just go to gab808.org/retreat. Okay, my next guest and my final guest for this season. I'm so excited to have. She is the Hoku Hanohano Award winner, and her songs like Highway of Love, My Life, and The One create thoughtful and uplifting music experiences for Kupuna and all of us, actually. So please welcome the owner of Kupuna Music Hawaii, Stephanie Mariani. Aloha, Stephanie.
Aloha. Good to be here.
I'm so happy to have you here and so excited about what you do. But before we get into that, please tell your caregiving story.
So I've certainly done my share of caregiving. In fact, I was raised by my great-grandmother, who was born in 1894 in the north of Italy. Yeah, so she raised me till I was 7. And then my parents were, they were teenagers, and my family is all Roman Catholic from Italy, so they kind of came together. And then when she passed away, it was my grandmother and my great aunt who were born in the 1910s and 1920s. So I have, all of these people passed when I was young. So I certainly have been on the side of caregiving, being
what a blessing though, to have been raised by. I mean, that's truly how we all should kind of be cared for, right? It really teaches us what the joy of caregiving is when you have these kupuna that take care of us. It teaches us a lot. We learn a lot about our family, our genealogy, just our real soul that's within us, right? So what an honor. Wow.
Absolutely. I mean, when I was a child, I wouldn't play with my friends like a normal kid. I would play poker with all of my elderly, like the women in my family, and we would play with their friends, and they taught me how to gamble. So
I love it.
And I thought that was more interesting. I thought that was more interesting than, my friends knocking on the door. I'm like, sorry, I can't. I'm playing poker right now with my great aunt.
I'm playing poker right now. I love it. Yeah, I learned cribbage from my dad. It's like, that's another like gambling game. But yes, I love that. And those are the great memories that we need to make, right? And as caregivers now, we need to be able to have time for those memories, And, a lot of times I think music gets forgotten. It was really funny with my mom and her dementia, and I talk about this a lot. I know I do, but one of the last things to go in her memory was her ability to remember songs. So I could still pull her back sometimes by singing a song that we would sing together. And I just think that it's such a great way. It's such a great way to bring people in and help them to really just relax and connect. I mean, I know that this is why you probably created what you created with Kupuna Music. I don't know. Tell me the story of how you created.
So half my family is Italian, so you've heard about them. The other half are all musical. I come from 4 generations of music makers. So it's like, growing up in an artistic household, for generations, it's like, Mom, what are we going to eat? We're hungry. And she's got her guitar, and she's like, she doesn't just tell us to do it ourselves. She sings it and she makes it rhyme, and she plays her guitar to it. Like, she would just sit there and make up songs. She wrote commercial jingles too. Where was I going with that?
and so that got you why you created.
Oh.
And by the way, everybody who's joining us who's not from Hawaii, Kupuna, any of you watch the show, means our seniors or our older ones, our elderly ones.
Yes.
So that created Kupuna music in Hawaii.
Yes. So Kupuna music is basically the marriage of my relationship with the Kupuna that I've had since I was young, which I very much, the untapped wisdom and like just I don't know what other word to say, but just the energy that the Kupuna have. They're like, you sit there in silence with them and they're a mix of like wise and understanding and compassion. They don't need to say anything, even if they've lost their words. And like you mentioned earlier, one of the last things, so that I don't know if they ever lose this, is their ability to be moved by music, and that's research backed too. I know on my website, I actually posted some of the articles because they're really interesting. There's a lot of research about it, how live music therapy improves emotional well-being, reduces depression in people with dementia. It improves quality of life and lower depression in people in homes. And it also boosts their verbal fluency. And so for me, when I'm playing music for the Kupuna, while I'm playing, I can see the effect and the impact it has on them. And I can see the impact that it has on their adult daughters or sons that are sitting with them, and it's like, maybe they haven't opened their eyes, they're on hospice, but they'll sit there and they open their eyes because they recognize, even if they don't recognize the song,
they recognize music.
Because music is a language, and it's a universal language. Doesn't matter where you're from, who you are, how old you are, what condition your brain is in. Music therapy is, I feel like it's really unstudied, because I've been doing music my whole life, and I can feel it. I can feel it when it impacts people. And so this is really like a passion project, because I feel like I'm having fun and I'm doing what I would do no matter what.
I love that you do that. It takes heart to do that, and I appreciate it. My mother, when she graduated hospice 5 times. I love my mom.
Wow.
And she really, she just graduated 5 times. And on her last and final stay, of course, and the night she passed, I had on my phone, I had saved a favorite song that she had. It reminded her of my dad. And I would play it for her, and it would calm her down, And as she was sort of getting to that point, and I know this is a hard subject to talk about, and it's hard for me too, but I think caregivers, you need to hear this. And just as she was sort of at her last breaths and getting to that point, her body kind of shook, and was sort of, and I know she was maybe fighting it, and she just was like, no, I don't want to go yet, and I don't know, but my mom was very stubborn. And, I took my phone and I put it right by her ear and I played her song. And as soon as it went on, that calm you talk about just came over her, and her whole face changed and her whole body relaxed. And I sang with her and I played the music. And I'm going to tell you that what you do transcends what people think you do, because it really does more than just make them calm and play music. It helps them to pass through parts of their life.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, how, anybody like you or me, when you hear a certain song, it makes you remember. And it's not necessarily, you don't have to cognitively put any words or objects or a storyline together. You just remember in your body. And think about it from the standpoint of someone who's living in confusion. Right? They're like, who am I? Where am I? I can just imagine. But what music does is it says, oh, you're still you. Because I feel that, and I don't have dementia, and I feel that. I'm like, when I forget who I am, and I think we all go through these things, we get a little dissociated, or we go through a lot of stress, and obviously caretakers are experiencing the effects of taking care of, their loved ones. And so,
I mean, having Stephanie come either to your home or wherever this can work out, we'll talk about that in a second, and not only works for the kupuna, but for the caregiver too. It provides a break for you, but it also provides calm for you, and it helps you connect. I mean, I think that you are here for kupuna, but I believe that it really extends to anyone who's there, any family member, any the caregivers, the you know,
Yeah.
it could even be someone who's a nurse that takes care of them in a care home, and they all feel the effects of what you do. So I really just love that, and that's one of the big reasons why I wanted to have you on the show to share that with caregivers, so they know that this isn't just something that, oh yeah, I'm going to have music played for my mom. No, 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 no. This is so much more.
Yeah.
It really is.
We sit there, or I sit there and I talk story with them, and I talk with their adult sons or daughters about what kind of music they liked, what era, what genre, what do they like to talk about, what were their hobbies, that sort of thing. And then what I do is I put together a whole program for them, and I give them a fresh flower lei. I also have been an ordained minister since I was 14 years old, and
Wow.
so that was actually in the context of religion. And now this is just something I do with my music, because music and spirituality are kind of like very closely related.
Yeah, we just wrapped up last night. We just wrapped up in our support session. We just wrapped up spiritual wellness and all the things in spiritual wellness that you need to create that state, right? It's not a state of being. It's just within you to be that way. And how
I like that.
Music affects you spiritually, right? Your mind, body, and soul. It hits every point. And so I love that you said that, because it definitely connects and resonates with caregivers. You need that. We need that. We deserve that, right?
Yeah.
We're worthy of that. Yeah. And
Absolutely.
I love that you do that. You present a flower lei. That's awesome. And so
I want them to know how incredibly valuable they are. And everything I do reverberates to the caregiver. Like, so if you go to, there was an article in the Midweek a couple of years back about this work that I'm doing, and it's on my website at kupunamusic.com, but you'll see a video of me playing for someone on hospice.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. So you see her husband is there, and you can see, like, you can really witness like the effect that it has on him too, because they're having this experience together.
Yeah,
right.
So
I don't think we're separate maybe as much as we think we are.
Yeah. You definitely make that connection. You definitely provide a healing, and what a wonderful thing. I mean, and it's so easy, you guys. You just have to go onto kupunamusic.com. So for those of you who, again, it's Kupuna, Kupuna, which is our older ones and our seniors. But this isn't just for kupuna now. This is for anyone. Like you said, it's for somebody who's on hospice. It's for all families. I thought about too, this could be something great for even if somebody's visiting, and if somebody's visiting to come and see you, what a wonderful gift to send them, to have you go to their hotel room and greet them this way with the whole family. So, I mean, it's endless what you could think of doing. And it's so easy. Yeah, go on kupunamusic.com, and it's basically 3 steps, right? You just book it online, the stuff comes to you, and then everybody is honored and honored with a lei and honored with music, and it's a wonderful, wonderful experience. But yes, you were going to say.
Yes, so I do have a product that I offer in Waikiki. We're actually the only activity offered for the kupuna, believe it or not.
Wow.
On Oahu, yeah. So what I do is I do go, and they pay very well. Okay, the tourists pay very well, and what I do is I have a system, right? Because the locals don't necessarily have the funding for that, and for the caregivers don't necessarily. If anything, they're looking for funding, right?
Yeah.
So what I do is I have a sliding scale. I do some pro bono work. I'm affiliated with a nonprofit that I started in 2020 called Stay Gold Hawaii. So I do that in Waikiki. And what I do is I offset that to make sure that the locals get that. And I do have a local special, or it's actually a special just for you, Savy, for any of your people.
Yeah.
That I share with you whenever you're ready.
Yeah, and I mean, you have a Kama'aina rate too, but yes, you also have a special for all of those who are listening in on the show today. You want to go ahead and tell us what that is?
Yeah, I do have a Kama'aina rate, and that's 175, and I will come to your facility, or I can come to your home. But what I'm doing just for your people, Savy, and people tuned in, they're gonna have to mention you. But at the bottom of my website, there is a form they can fill out, and I'm doing them for $50. Anyone who books this week and mentions you, I'm doing for $50, and they can book multiples as well. So it's great for somebody that wants someone to come in once a week, twice a week, once a month, just for like an uplifting, like little ceremony. And I make it custom based on the adult daughters and sons, what they want. And this is anyone who's infirmed, really, that's caretaking.
Nowadays that doesn't even cover gas.
I know. I was thinking about that because it cost me like $20 to go round trip across the island.
Yes. So you guys, I mean, $50, and Stephanie can come to your home and sing for your mom, or come and just entertain you and bring calm and peace to your home. We all need this, right?
Yeah.
Totally. And of course, I emphasize too, if you guys have visitors, I mean, by all means, let them come and hear her sing and share something beautiful from Hawaii. And gosh, she brings a lei and everything. You guys, the lei costs more than that. You guys know how much those cost. So just go online, book it, and go into that form at the bottom of the page, and then let her know that you heard it on the Caring Caregiver Show, and say Savy said. And if you get a hold of her and say that you heard it on the Caring Caregiver Show, and Savy said, go on that form, let her know, contact her, and you'll get your $50 special. I mean, to me, it's worth more than that. I would give you more, but $50 to have you come and bring that calm to a situation, that's priceless, really. So thank you for that. Thank you for doing that and for what you do, which is amazing. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you. Did you have any last words? I know we're running short of time because you and I started yakking. So
yeah, I know. I feel like we could talk forever. Yeah, just go to kupunamusic.com. And I will honor that if you say Savy said. $50. It's about an hour. There's a fresh flower lei, and we talk about how important the kupuna are, and how honored they are here in Hawaii. Also, if you do have visitors, I will honor the Kama'aina rate for your visitors on your behalf as well. And I also will do, like, for special occasions, I'll write a custom song as well. If you have like a big birthday for your kupuna or a caregiver, I can do that as well. But yeah, feel free, anything customized, just to put that in that intake form at the bottom of the website at kupunamusic.com, and we'll get it taken care of.
I love it. Thank you so much. And thank you for your time today, and for coming in and talking to us and sharing such beautiful music, but also sharing this wonderful offer. So appreciate it. Mahalo.
You are welcome. Thank you for having me.
Great. Aloha, Stephanie. Wow. Okay, you guys. I mean, mahalo for your heart and all that you do, of course, and for your beautiful music. Check out our website. It's kupunamusic.com. Super easy, you guys, to type in, where you can easily book her. And there's 3 steps to book her. Or just go down to that form if you're listening. And for those of you who may come in a week from now, that are hearing it on podcast, if you hear it right away, you might still make it within that week, because she said within a week. So if you're watching this on social media, we're on 7 different platforms, you guys. Act on it now. Call her, book it, get that $50 special, because that's really an amazing rate. And the fact that she's doing that is really amazing. But let her know what your needs are and talk to her, get in touch with her. The most important thing is keep music in our lives. That's so important. Like I said, and she does have, special rates. So talk to her, connect with her. Wow, what a wonderful opportunity to have a Hoku Hanohano Award winner in your home or wherever, to be able to sing and share. Wow. So super excited about that. Okay, reminder, we have our scheduled care receiving workshops will be coming up. I won't be able to talk to you too much about this anymore, but if you're hearing this later in August as we're playing in rebroadcast, September is when our care receiving workshops are going to start up again. So this is our second session of an 8-part series. You don't want to miss out. Go to gab808.org/CRP and get registered now. Don't even waste time. Get registered. Come to our care receiving plan workshops. Everyone needs this, not just if you're a caregiver. We need it. Okay. Whew, this season is packed full of amazing resources. And each one of our resources, as you can see, are caregivers just like you. They have a story too. They get it. They know what's going on. And we have what you need right here on the Caring Caregiver Show. So as a reminder, remember that all of this is brought to you by Give Me a Break and our Givers Guides magazine. So please make that donation today. Help us keep doing what we do. Help us to just pay the bills. Boy, we're not even asking for more than that. Just help us to pay the bills. I don't want to not be able to come to you and not be able to share all of this. And of course, if you become a monthly donor, we really appreciate that as well. Go on to our website, gab808.org. Whew, what a show. What a show. I'd really like to mahalo Brittany, mahalo Bianca. You're amazing, Bianca. And I can't even tell you, I wish that you were here in Hawaii because, boy, we would do so many fun things together. And thank you for bringing us joy and laughter. And you can check her out on YouTube at Bianca Spears. And mahalo, of course, thank you to Meghan with Grannie Nannies, and all of your tips. I mean, there's a lot of knowledge there. And if you guys go onto her website, grannienannies.com/Miami, you will find all kinds of tips and all kinds of ways to get through and avoid caregiver burnout. And especially my big heartfelt thank you and mahalo to Stephanie Mariani with kupunamusic.com for sharing what she shares with music. And of course, that's special for you guys. $50 is an amazing deal. Treat yourself. Have her just come and bring you calm. You deserve that, caregivers. And in that hour, trust me, you and the one you're caring for will have a moment of calm and relaxation. And really just, I can't tell you what music does. I shared a little bit about my mom. So that made the moment that much easier. And sometimes that's all it takes is just a moment. And if you could take that moment, oof. Now, this was supposed to be our final episode, but big surprise. I'll be doing a very special episode next week. And that will be ending our season, but I put it in because it's super important. And so we're going to have a member of the Hawaii Falls Prevention Alliance. Rick Tabor will be here to prepare us all. And they have a whole program running through August to help prepare us for September, which is the National Falls Prevention Month. And yes, caregivers, you are at high risk for falls. We are tired, exhausted, you haven't had sleep. And if you fall, then what happens? And we'll talk about all of that. So join me next week with my guest, Rick Tabor of the Hawaii Falls Prevention Alliance. I can't wait to share everything with you that we'll be talking about. And I'm a member of the Alliance as well. And so we have some important announcements to make and a lot of things to share with you. Join us next week. Either way, put a calendar reminder on your phone right now, every Tuesday without a miss, every Wednesday without a miss, and every Tuesday you can come on our support session. So every Wednesday without a miss at noon, the Caring Caregiver Show. And we're here on 7 different platforms that you're watching us now. We're also streaming on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. We're on all of them. And a week from now, we'll be on podcast. And so you can listen on podcast. And I know all of you out there who listen on podcast, thank you from the heart. Mahalo. Apple, Stitcher, Google, whichever one you're on, just check us out. It's the Caring Caregiver Show. And you can check out our website, which is the gab808.org/CCS, which stands for Caring Caregiver Show. Whatever you do, stay connected. Stay connected. Don't isolate, caregivers. We're here for you. You have a whole community out here. All right. And remember to breathe. Just and enjoy that moment. Okay. Here's hoping that you're finding more joy in your caregiving every week right here on the Caring Caregiver Show. Thanks for tuning in. And please always be kind to yourself. Put yourself first, because you are the most important person in a caregiving equation. And especially be nice and be kind to those who care. Aloha, everyone. See you all next week. Aloha.